Philippines is famous for its breathtaking beaches and stunning natural beauty, but beneath this idyllic image lies a much darker reality. The country is grappling with severe poverty, and many people are left to survive by scavenging for food. This extreme hardship has pushed some women into desperate circumstances, with some turning to the adult entertainment industry just to get by. On the streets, children and homeless individuals can be seen struggling to survive. Let's take a closer look at these hidden sides of life in the Philippines, where daily survival is a constant battle against poverty and hardship. This journey will uncover stories that often go untold. Let's get started. Number 15. Adult entertainment industry, a harsh reality in Philippine society. While the Philippines is known for its beautiful beaches and thriving tourism industry, there's a much darker truth that few see: the widespread sex industry, where many women feel forced to sell intimate services just to survive. This isn't just a social issue, but a consequence of the country's severe poverty, leaving many women with few options other than to turn to this industry to make a living. Angeles City, about 85 kilometers from Manila, is one of the main hotspots for this trade. The city attracts thousands of tourists every year, many of whom come looking for short-term experiences like hiring a companion for a night, a week or longer. While illegal, this industry is a significant part of the local economy, with bars and entertainment venues regularly hiring women to work in these services. Though the work is controversial, it offers high earnings and sustains many families. While the government focuses on other social issues, the commercial intimate services continue to operate openly, often with little intervention. Shockingly, some officials have even made controversial remarks encouraging tourists to experience these services. This issue highlights the lack of economic opportunities, social inequality, and the challenges of raising awareness about women's rights and health. What are your thoughts on this situation in the Philippines? Feel free to share in the comments below. Number 14. Recycling food from trash. Have you ever imagined that, in the midst of a stinky garbage dump, there could be meals full of color, but with a heartbreaking story behind them? In the Philippines, amidst hunger and despair, some of the poorest people have found a way to survive by recycling leftover food from the trash. What you see isn't just bread, crumbs, or potato skins, it's even pieces of chicken taken from famous restaurant chains like McDonald's in a dish hauntingly known as pagpag. Pagpag is food made from scraps of meat and bones collected from restaurant trash bins. Those who gather pagpag start early in the morning, going from one fast food chain to another, collecting leftover food in large plastic bags. Afterward, they sort, clean, and turn what seems like worthless trash into meals like fried meat or stew with seasoned sauce. This dish isn't just a means of survival, it's a painful symbol of a sad paradox. While tons of food are wasted every day, millions of people fight for scraps just to get by. Globally, about 1 billion tons of food are wasted each year, enough to feed millions. What's even more troubling is that this issue goes beyond hygiene and health. Instead of donating or properly disposing of food, many restaurant chains choose to throw away perfectly good food to save on operational costs. Can the government and social organizations do something to change this? What do you think about food from the trash? If you had the chance, would you dare try a piece of pagpag? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more eye-opening stories from around the world. Number 13. The strange community in a cemetery. In the heart of Manila, Philippines, there's a place where life and death intersect in a strange way: the North Manila Cemetery. Here, it's not just tombstones lying quietly, but entire families living on top of them. Over 10,000 people have turned the cemetery into their home, building makeshift houses on the graves and creating a life unlike anything else in the world. In a country with a severe housing crisis, the homeless have been forced to find shelter in places most would never imagine. The vast cemetery, with its abandoned tombs, has become a unique graveyard village. Here you'll see people sleeping on tomb covers, hanging clothes on gravestones, or even singing karaoke beside the graves of the departed. What's even more unusual is that this place is not only a shelter but also a livelihood. People living here make a living from the cemetery itself, engraving tombstones, maintaining graves, and even digging new ones. The income from these jobs is enough for them to survive, though their living conditions remain very poor. About 80 funerals take place every day, providing jobs for this community. However, life here isn't easy. There's no running water, drainage systems are lacking, and sanitation is a constant issue. Still, for those living in the cemetery, it's a better option than other slums where they can't afford rent. This harsh reality highlights the deep social inequality and the government's failure to solve the housing crisis. The North Manila Cemetery has become a haunting symbol of the wealth gap in the Philippines. How do you feel about this strange way of life? Would you visit this unique graveyard village? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Number 12. The world of street children. On the bustling streets of Manila, there's a sad reality that many people overlook: thousands of street children wandering, living in the alleyways and sidewalks of the city. Their innocent smiles can't hide the harsh life they lead, where finding food and surviving has become a daily battle. Statistics show that over 30,000 homeless children live on the streets of Manila, a staggering and alarming number. These children have no real home. They grow up in poverty, suffering from domestic violence, or abandoned by the very people who should love and protect them. The streets, with all their chaos and danger, have become their home. Living on the streets not only robs these children of their childhood, but also forces them into a dangerous cycle. Many are exploited for labor, fall into addiction, or even join criminal gangs to survive. Others die from accidents or disease, while society continues to face the serious consequences of this issue, from social instability to rising crime rates. The root cause of this problem lies in the uncontrolled population growth in the Philippines. A lack of sex education and family planning has led many families to have more children than they can support. With poverty as a backdrop, parents are forced to send their children to the streets to earn money, pushing them into situations they shouldn't have to face. What are your thoughts about this issue? If you had the opportunity, how would you help improve the lives of street children in the Philippines? Number 11. Exporting women. In cities around the world, from Chicago to London, it's not uncommon to see Filipino women working hard in hospitals, homes, or offices. But behind this image lies an unexpected story. The Philippines is the world's largest exporter of women. Of the more than 2.2 million Filipinos working abroad, 25% are nurses, a profession that not only shapes their lives, but also has a huge impact on the country's economy. To meet this demand, over 500 nursing schools have opened across the Philippines, turning the dream of working abroad into a goal for millions of families. The reason is simple: a nurse working overseas can earn up to 15 times more than one working in a local hospital. For many families, sending a loved one abroad is a way out of the cycle of poverty, offering a brighter future for the whole family. However, this dream isn't always as sweet as it sounds. Along with the opportunities, many Filipino women working abroad face the darker side of the labor export industry. Many are exploited, forced to work in harsh conditions for low pay. In countries with incomplete labor laws, this risk increases, leaving deep scars on women just seeking a better life. Number 10. The fight against drugs. Hidden in the streets and slums of the Philippines is a dark force that controls the lives of millions: drug cartels. With their complex networks and immense power, these groups not only instill fear but also turn countless individuals into pawns in their illegal trade. Methamphetamine, or shabu as it's locally known, has become a full-blown epidemic in the Philippines, wreaking havoc on both the health and mental state of its users. These cartels take advantage of the country's poverty, forcing people into jobs as couriers, manufacturers, or sellers of the drug in exchange for huge profits. Even more disturbing is the fact that children and teens are also being sucked into this dangerous cycle. The effects of this crisis are catastrophic. Lives are destroyed, public safety is at risk, and entire communities are torn apart. Violence, crime, and broken families have become the norm in many areas. The drug cartels have become so powerful that they control parts of the country with little to no interference from the government. In 2016, President Rodrigo Duterte launched a brutal war on drugs, a campaign that has sparked intense debate. Thousands of suspected drug dealers have been killed in the crackdown, and even innocent people have been caught in the crossfire. While the campaign has helped dismantle some cartels, many argue that it hasn't dealt with the root causes of the crisis and could leave long-term consequences. Number 9. The world's worst prisons. Behind the bars of Philippine prisons lies a nightmarish reality where life and hope seem like distant concepts. These prisons are not just places of punishment but symbols of injustice and despair, true hell on earth. At Manila's notorious prisons, thousands of inmates are crammed into spaces meant for just a few hundred. The overcrowded cells, where even the floor tiles double as sleeping spots, represent the horrifying level of congestion. Children and teens share cells with adults, and instead of beds, inmates sleep on scraps of cardboard on cold, hard floors. Violence and fear are constant. In an environment where trust is non-existent, prisoners are forced to protect themselves from continuous threats. As for sanitation and healthcare, they are nearly non-existent. Inmates have to fetch water from wells, wash their clothes by hand, and endure severe food shortages. Some prisons, like Quezon, were designed to hold 262 people, but now they house over 2.975, creating a cramped, stacked environment where people spill out into hallways, courtyards, and any available space. Life inside these prisons isn't just punishment, it's a grim reminder of the harsh social realities that most people are unaware of. What do you think of this hell on earth? Number 8. The Bajau people, the sea nomads living between the waves. Deep in the waters of Southeast Asia, the Bajau people, often called sea nomads, have been living on the ocean for centuries. They don't need land and live without modern comforts, creating a unique way of life where the sea is their home and the waves are their path. The Bajau's existence is a fascinating example of human adaptation to nature. One of the most impressive aspects of their life is their incredible diving ability. The Bajau can hold their breath underwater for up to 8 minutes, a skill they start learning when they are 5 to 6 years old. They don't use modern diving gear, instead crafting their own tools like goggles, spears, and fins to help them survive. Bajau children learn to swim before they can even walk, creating a community that's completely in tune with the sea. However, life on the water isn't without its challenges. When you visit the floating villages of the Bajau today, the first thing you'll notice is the pollution, plastic waste floating in the water alongside the boats. Living in isolation with no waste management systems, the Bajau have unwittingly become part of the global ocean pollution problem. In fact, the Philippines is the world's largest contributor to plastic waste in the ocean, and the Bajau's floating villages only add to the issue. For years, the Philippine government has tried to integrate the Bajau into life on land, but they always return to the ocean, where they believe their freedom and livelihood truly lie. Fish is their most valuable resource, sustaining both their way of life and their survival. But growing concerns over overfishing and pollution threaten the future of this unique community, as the fish they depend on grow scarcer. Number 7. Terrorism in the Philippines. The Philippines, a country famous for its beautiful beaches and diverse culture, hides a terrifying issue that cannot be overlooked: terrorism. Although there have been signs of decline, the threat of terrorism continues to be a lingering nightmare. For the past decade, the Philippines has consistently ranked among the countries with the highest terrorism-related death rates in the Asia-Pacific region, with the Global Terrorism Index placing the Philippines 16th in the world. This situation cannot be taken lightly. Terrorist attacks in the Philippines are shocking, not only because of their brutality but also because of the use of improvised explosive devices, which have turned many areas, from bustling cities to remote islands, into hotspots of destruction. Rebel groups such as Abu Sayyaf, Maute, and the Bangsamoro Islamic Freedom Fighters continue to carry out acts of terrorism aimed at gaining control of territories in the government, causing chaos across the land. Poverty, lack of opportunities, and social inequality provide fertile ground for these terrorist groups to recruit new members, easily luring vulnerable people into extremist activities. The Philippine government and armed forces have implemented various measures to reduce attacks and protect civilians. However, the situation remains complex and threatens the country's stability. Number 6. The unbelievable living conditions in the world's largest slum. Amidst the Philippines' strong development, there exists a dark reality. Hundreds of thousands of people in the capital city, Manila, face extreme poverty in dilapidated slums. While the Philippines boast the fastest growing economy in the region, the slums in Manila remain forgotten lands, where hundreds of thousands live in makeshift, overcrowded homes without any protection from natural disasters. In these areas, natural disasters are not just a constant worry but an imminent threat. Hundreds of thousands of migrants in Manila, especially in the P. Quezon district, are forced to build their lives next to polluted canals. Each house is the size of a small room, where entire families live, sleep, eat, and even entertain themselves. Hazards like fires and floods lurk daily, especially during the scorching summer with temperatures reaching 32°C. The residents here earn only $1.7 per day from garbage collecting, while living costs continue to weigh heavily on their shoulders. Tondo, another infamous poor district in Manila, is home to over 700,000 people, with a shocking population density of up to 80,000 people per square mile. It is one of the most densely populated areas in the world and represents the invisible border between wealth and poverty. While Manila has a developed economy, nearly 35% of the capital's population lives in extremely precarious conditions in slums, with daily jobs that barely provide enough to survive. Number 5. The world's leading country in plastic waste dumped into the ocean. The Philippines, a country famous for its pristine natural beauty, is facing a harsh reality. It is the world's largest contributor of plastic waste into the oceans. According to a 2020-21 study by Ocean Cleanup, the country plays a significant role in the ocean trash problem that threatens global waters. The Pasig River, which flows into Manila Bay, is considered one of the most polluted rivers on the planet, filled with plastic waste that drifts into the sea every day. When visiting the once pristine beaches of the Philippines, you'll no longer see the natural beauty you expect. Instead, an unbelievable sight greets visitors: massive piles of plastic waste floating on the water. A major cause of this is the inefficient waste collection and disposal system, the lack of recycling facilities and landfills. Coupled with poverty, which prevents people from effectively addressing pollution, the situation is growing worse. In Manila, home to over 14 million people, the city generates 61,000 tons of waste daily. Of that, 24% is plastic waste, most of which is neither collected nor recycled. The floating villages, once a cultural symbol of the Philippines, are now gradually turning into islands of trash drifting in the ocean, reflecting a disturbing reality. However, the people of the Philippines have become accustomed to living amidst waste and pollution and continue to survive under these harsh conditions. According to a 2022 study by the World Bank, only 60% of the waste in Manila is collected and properly disposed of each day. Number 4. The SMS country of the world. Did you know that the Philippines is not only famous for its stunning beaches but also holds the title of the SMS capital of the world? Every day, people in the Philippines send up to 400 million text messages, a staggering number that has made the country the texting capital of the world, with a total of 142 billion messages sent annually, a record no other nation can surpass. Behind this texting frenzy are some fascinating reasons. Firstly, the low cost of texting is a major factor, as texting rates in the Philippines are incredibly affordable and accessible to most people. But it's not just about cost. Filipino culture also plays a significant role. Filipinos are known for their strong sense of family and friendship, and they use texting as a way to stay connected. From simple greetings to daily emotional exchanges, texting has become the thread that binds them together. Not only is texting common in personal life, but it is also heavily used in other sectors. Businesses in the Philippines utilize SMS to promote products and services and keep in touch with customers. Even the Philippine government uses texting to convey important information, run campaigns, and encourage citizens to participate in community programs. Texting in the Philippines is not just a form of communication, it's a symbol of connection and unity. This unique culture makes the country an extraordinary phenomenon in the digital age. Number 3. The Coconut King of the world. The Philippines is not only famous for its stunning natural beauty, but also as the birthplace of coconuts, being the world's largest producer and exporter of coconuts. Imagine a country that produces 19.5 million tons of coconuts every year, enough to cover every corner and dominate the international market. Thanks to its ideal tropical monsoon climate and fertile soil, the Philippines has earned the title of Coconut King. With 3.4 million hectares of coconut plantations, accounting for 28% of the world's total coconut acreage. Coconuts are not just an important part of the economy, but are also exported to over 80 countries, generating huge income and providing employment for millions. Unique coconut products such as coconut oil, coconut water, dried coconut meat, and coir are available worldwide, showcasing the versatility and diversity of the industry. Coconuts are not only ingredients in cooking but also an integral part of Filipino culture. However, the coconut industry faces major challenges like climate change, crop pests, and market volatility. To maintain its position as the Coconut King, the Philippines is ramping up scientific research, developing new varieties, and improving product quality to meet global demand. Number 2. Jeepney, the iconic transportation of the Philippines. Jeepneys, the legendary vehicles of the Philippines, are more than just a mode of transport. They are a vibrant symbol of culture and relentless creativity. Appearing after World War II, when the U.S. military left behind thousands of surplus Jeeps, the people of the Philippines transformed these vehicles into unique modes of transportation that can carry up to 20 people at a time. And from this, a transportation legend was born. Jeepneys are not just simple vehicles, they are living works of art. Decorated with bright colors, humorous slogans, and unique patterns, each jeepney reflects the culture and optimistic spirit of the locals. It's a combination of creativity, historical memory, and national pride. With their large capacity and eye-catching appearance, jeepneys not only serve the people of the Philippines but also stand out as a cultural highlight for travelers. Tourists riding these vehicles don't just move from one place to another, they immerse themselves in the vibrant life of the city, converse with drivers, and explore the daily life of Filipinos. Number 1. Overpopulation. The Philippines is the 13th most populous country in the world with more than 110 million people. The country's average population density is 366 people per square kilometer, much higher than the global average of 20 people per square kilometer. However, population distribution is uneven, leading to some areas being overcrowded while others remain sparsely populated. The capital city, Manila, is the most densely populated area in the Philippines with over 46,000 people per square kilometer. This makes the city lively but also results in numerous problems like traffic congestion, environmental pollution, and housing shortages. The Metro Manila area, which includes Manila and neighboring cities like Quezon City, Pasig, and Caloocan, also has a high population density. This area serves as the economic, political, and cultural center of the Philippines, attracting people from all over the country to live and work. Other major cities in the Philippines, such as Cebu, Davao, Bacolod, and Iloilo, also have high population densities. These cities are key economic and trade centers, as well as popular tourist destinations. The main cause is the Philippines' high birth rate, with an average of 2.6 children per woman. This leads to rapid population growth, especially in urban areas. Additionally, poverty is a widespread issue in the Philippines, causing many people to migrate to cities in search of better opportunities. As a result, densely populated cities often face severe traffic congestion, wasting time and increasing environmental pollution. The high demand for housing in these areas is rarely met, leading to housing shortages and high real estate prices. We've now explored some of the lesser-known aspects of the Philippines, a country full of surprises with darker sides hidden beneath its famous tourist beauty. From people living off garbage to the severe consequences of poverty and violence, the Philippines is facing harsh issues that many are unaware of. These stories of struggle and people seeking opportunities amid despair reflect a dark side of society that we cannot ignore. If you found these stories interesting, don't forget to like and subscribe so you won't miss the next exploration video. Share your thoughts in the comments, and let's continue this journey to uncover the untold truths about the world around us.